Alright you guys, what I'm going to work on now is adding some text to our background images. So when I look at this, I have some text here. I named it text. I put some text in here. Now what you want to be very careful of is when you start adding text, you want to find an area in your picture where there's not a million different pixels of a million different colors, if you will, because it's very difficult to put text over a bunch of different colors. Try to find a solid area in your picture, or just really play around with the text colors and the font styles and the boldings and stuff to really find what works well for you on your picture. But we're going to add some text to our images. Just an FYI, under my GIMP file, I have a new one now called text. We have our original one with just our pictures that we worked on the other day, and then now we have our text in here. If we ever need to go back and edit this, we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my 4th hour background where I have not edited it yet, and I'm going to go to my GIMP file, and I'm going to open this up that I've been working on, my cactus under the stars, and I'm going to go ahead and minimize that now, and I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here, and right away I'm going to do a save as. Alright, and I'm going to put it into my background GIMP folder, and I'm going to name this, I'm going to add maybe an underscore text. Alright, so I'm going to add some text to this one and choose save. So that way I am working on that one. I'm going to look up at the name. Yes, I'm working on my text file. Good. A couple of the things that I like to keep open is I definitely want to open up my layers and my channels and all this. Here's going to be my layers and stuff like this. I want to open that one up. I also want to open up my toolbox. We're always going to need the toolbox to work on things. And also I'm going to need a dockable. I'm going to go down to my fonts. I'm going to be looking at those eventually too as I add some text. So now you guys, with no further ado, I'm going to add my text tool or command, whatever you want to call it, right here. And I'm going to click on it. And now I'm going to come over to this location. I'm just going to drag out here. And then I'm going to start typing Starry Night there. And I know it's not very big, but if you highlight this, and you can either type your text size in here, 90, or you can work with this here. And whoop, let's triple click that. I clicked off it. You got to be pretty precise there and maybe increase that. And so you can take a look at it. All right, looking pretty good so far. I can also bring this up. You want to kind of bring your text box up to just kind of the area that you're going to be using. So I know this is probably a different font style than what you guys have, so I'm going to change my font style by highlighting this, coming over to my fonts, and you can just simply click through it and kind of click through a couple of them, and if yours doesn't fit, it's just because your font size is too big for that particular font style. You can look at a couple different styles and all this good stuff to kind of see what one would work good for your project and whatnot. So I think I might stay with this one here, and this is just for purposes of demonstration. If I want to change my color for this, I can change my color, and you can see we have our RGBs as well as our different hues and all of those, which I'm not too rehearsed in. I apologize for that, but you can obviously just click on your color wheel here and start looking. If you want to go and move things around, you can see all those different numbers changing, which is kind of cool. But you know, choose a color that works well for you. I think I just want to choose white, and here are some of the ones that I've used before, and it brings over the hexadecimal code, if you will, and I'm going to choose OK to that. It's white now. And I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. And you always have your bolds over here. You have your italics and stuff like that. You guys can kind of play around with the different features here. Not 100% what these do, but you know what? You can play around with it and see what those do. But what if now, well, actually looking over here, you know what I want to open up, you guys, also? Is my layers. I like to have my layers to where it's just my layers that I can see right here. And I have two layers. I have my text layer and I actually have my image layer. I can turn off, oh, I locked it, sorry. I can turn off the background, or I can turn off the text that I have there. And see what that looks like without it. Just a FYI for those things. This is on top of this layer right now. If I moved it below it, you probably wouldn't see it. Let's try it out actually. I can move it below it, and yeah, now I can't see it because it's below that layer. I'm going to bring that back up on top of that layer so it sits on top of this. And now I want to move it because I don't like where it is. So if I choose this move tool, all right, and I want to move this text, what I found out was through trial and error, I thought I was in like the text box area and I can move the text box, but I am actually moving the image. Control Z for zebra on the keyboard undoes that. What you got to do is get right on your text itself and then drag it. So you got to be pretty precise and maybe move it where you want. Maybe try to find an area that you want your text. Again, I thought I was on my text. I'm not. I'm on the image. Control Z will bring that back. Get right on your text itself to move that. And I couldn't figure that out for quite some time. Unfortunately, you can't get rid of this area here, but you won't see that once you export the image. I'm going to do a Control S on my keyboard. That saves what I have done here, or you can do a file save if you wish, but we already did a save as, so it actually is saving it as this file in the correct location where we put it. Now I want to export that, you guys. So I'm going to export as, and now I need to make sure I put it in the right folder. This is going to be our final edited one for our app, compressed one for our app. You know what? I forgot something, you guys. What I want to do is go down to my image, scale image, and I have decided that 500 width really works well for me. So I'm going to bring that back to 500 width, scale it. All right, now you may freak out, well, that's really small, but again, that's only 50% of the original size of it. Now I'm at 100% size of it. Now I can do a file export as. And again, make sure you go into your final edited one. This is going to be a JPEG now. I have not dealt with any type of transparency, so saving it as a JPEG is just fine. And I'm going to choose, this is with text in it. Make sure your title has the word text in it, which is good. And export. And what I can do now is go to my fourth hour, my see-through fourth hour, because I have a few different hours, my background, my final. Whoa, did that put it in there? I thought I was in that folder, and if I wasn't, I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and drag that up there and open it up, and here's my Starry Night with my text in it. Looks very nice. So I can either zoom out or zoom into it. If we zoom into it, can I move it? Yes, I can. You see how that looks a little pixelated? Again, that's because I'm really zoomed in. If I see it at about 100%, those lines look pretty nice. So you guys, that is where we're at. What I want to do real quick is do that file save as and wonder, or export as, and wonder, was I not in, maybe I didn't open up that folder. You want to make sure that you are in that folder there. I think I might have missed that step, and I apologize for that. So let me just go ahead and close that because I put it in there now. All right, so there's some text. Very cool. Let's go ahead and close everything if you wish, and we'll see you guys in our next tutorial.